Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to share with you the storefront that I created on my website called the Bookshop, and I wanted to share with you the first resource that I have created for it this year. If you're new here, my name is Samantha Marie, also known as SM Ryan the Writer. I'm a freelance book editor for indie authors, as well as a ghostwriter and soon-to-be self-published author. If you want to get to know me a little bit better as a writer, you can go ahead and check out my Authortube newbie tag, which I will have linked up for you up in the cards or down below, and you can get to know me better as a writer. And if you think you would like to stick around for some writing videos, some tips, and some resources that are going to be coming out pretty frequently, you can go ahead and subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and you will not miss a single upload. So like I said, today I wanted to introduce you to the Bookshop. The Bookshop is a digital storefront that I created late last year, which houses a couple of digital products that I've created for anyone who's into digital planning, though the main focus of the digital storefront is going to be to house all of the digital products and resources that I'm going to be creating for authors in terms of writing and publishing, self-editing, and all those kinds of things. So it will be filling up with different kinds of templates, different kind of planners, different kinds of journals, and eventually housing my self-published books later on down the line. So if you want to be part of that growing process, I highly encourage you to check out the Bookshop, or if you just want to see what kind of products I create for free, you can see that over on the Bookshop as well. I have 2 free products available to you. All you have to do is check out with your email address and you will immediately receive a link to download the 2 freebies that are currently available. So along with introducing you to the Bookshop, I wanted to also introduce you to the Author Hub Notion template that I've been working on for the last couple of months, and I am really proud of and really excited to share with you and give you a walkthrough. So the Author Hub Notion template that I have available currently in my shop as you're watching this video was inspired by me just wanting a word count tracker for Notion. When I first started using Notion, it was back in 2020, and I mostly used it just to keep track of like my ideas and stuff for content creation when it came to my other social media platforms. And for a while it worked out for me and I really liked it, but it was also overwhelming to me because there's so many things you can do within Notion once you know what you can do with it and how to do it. It can just be a little overwhelming and intimidating to start when it doesn't always feel super intuitive to begin. Once you get a hang of it, of course, it gets so much easier, and now I don't know how I functioned without it, but I was really inspired to just create a word count tracker, and I thought it would stop there and it would be just a simple resource that I gave away. And so eventually that word count tracker morphed into something else and became the Author Hub template. The Author Hub template is literally just a Notion template that I created. It's super simple, and it's just for authors who want to get started with Notion but feel a little bit overwhelmed with starting with a blank page, or maybe you just don't know how to make the databases and other templates really work in your favor in terms of what you want to do with writing and the things you may want to track as an author. So this Author Hub template is really just like a starting base for you to start building out the Author Hub dashboard of your dreams and expand on it any way that you see fit. Like I said, the Author Hub Notion template was inspired by wanting a word count tracker. I had tried multiple times to find other people's trackers of pretty much anything and morph it into a word count tracker, but nothing quite really worked in the way that I wanted it to. So of course I did it myself. So after about 3 or 4 days of fussing with formulas and fussing with the database, I figured it out. I figured out how to create the word count tracker that I needed. So while I definitely plan to expand on this word count tracker and turn it into something that can be used to collect even more detail and data when it comes to my writing habits, I thought it would be really helpful to share the word count tracker and create this basic hub template for authors who want to get into Notion, and maybe this word count tracker can be the thing that helps pull you in. So with all of that being said, let's dive right into the Author Hub template tour so I can show you everything that you can do with the Notion template, how you can get started, and the bonus template that I hid inside. Okay friends, welcome to the Author Hub template. The Author Hub template was heavily inspired by my favorite Notion page that I have for myself called the Grimoire. The Grimoire is where I keep all of the information and all of my ideas when it comes to the projects that I plan on working on for the next 3 to 5 years. If you happen to want to know the projects that I'm working on, feel free to check out my 2023 goals video that I'll have a link down below for you. But my grimoire is basically how I'm keeping myself on track, keeping myself organized, and allowing myself the flexibility to work on my projects both at my computer and when I'm away from my computer on my phone seamlessly through the Notion app. So that is why we are fans of Notion right now, and because I really wanted to keep integrating Notion into my daily planning and way of keeping track of things this year, I really wanted to include a word count tracker. So the word count tracker really is the star of the show here when it comes to this Author Hub template. It is the entire reason why this Author Hub template exists at all. So I really wanted a word count tracker that was really simple. I wanted to be able to look at the date things were due, know how many days I had left, keep track of how many words I had to go, and if I missed a few days of writing, what is my daily word count now to keep me on track. So instead of wanting to do math every day, I went ahead and I created the word count tracker. So it works really simply and it tracks just a couple of things when it comes to your project, but of course you can add on all of the different things that you want to track about your projects within the word count tracker. Here's how it's currently set up. So when you're looking at the Notion Hub tracker for the first time, you're going to see a few sample projects that I have in here, which is really just a way for me to give you an overview of what this can potentially look like for you with different projects in different phases. And so here's how I have it broken down to work. You have the status of your project that you can set to started, in progress, or done. And of course you can edit this property as long as the rest of them for whatever tags you want in whatever way you want to identify any single part of your project at any point. So at its basis, this is how I have it set up. You can enter the status of the project. We'll put as in progress. We will say that we are doing a 0 draft, and then we'll go ahead and enter a title for the project. And then I can go ahead and also just put what genre it's in. If you work across multiple genres, this can be really helpful. Of course, I don't have all of these genres entered here, but you can customize this however you want. I just put the ones that came top of mind when I was creating the template in general. And then once I do that, I'll pick a due date. So the day I'm filming this is February 5th. So I can go ahead and I'm going to put my due date. Let's say it's February 26th, which is just a couple weeks away. It will automatically let me know that I have 20 days to go from today before my project is due. If I say that my target is 60,000 words and I don't enter a current word count number, it'll still tell me I have 60,000 words to go, and on my daily writing target in order to meet my goal of my deadline for February 26th would have to be 3,000 words a day for the next 20 days. If I come in at any point and update my current word count, then it will go ahead and my daily writing word count will automatically update. The words that I have to go will automatically update, and days to go will automatically change, and your daily writing target will automatically change to update and let you know where you have to be if you want to remain on track for that deadline that you've set for yourself. And so all you have to update once you insert your project for the first time is your current word count goal, and it will continuously update for that project as you go. Of course, you can add anything else you want to this tracker. There's a section where you can leave yourself notes. You can literally continue to add whatever you want. You can add files and media to the end, and maybe leave yourself a link to your Google Doc or other web based writing software that you use, so that you can always go back and forth and constantly update it. But yeah, this word count tracker is the star of the show, and I'm very, very proud of it. The second thing that I really love about this word count tracker is that as you change your due date, if you want to move it up or move it further, it's going to continuously adjust, which you can see down here in the daily writing target, how many days or how many words that you have to write to keep on track for where you want to be. And I like that I can continue to expand on it as well as track multiple projects at a time in a way that doesn't really feel overwhelming to me. The second thing I like is that I went ahead and turned this word count tracker into a monthly view so that you can see every month what projects you have due, and what the deadlines look like on a calendar basis. And of course, you can move this calendar wherever you want. If you think it's going to look better here and this is where you prefer the view, or if you prefer it at the top, you can go ahead and drop it literally wherever you want, wherever it's going to be most comfortable for you. And of course, you can turn the word count tracker dashboard into any other view you would like and add it to any of the pages that you have. The other thing that you're going to find within the Author Hub dashboard is this section called templates that I created off to the side. Of course, you can change this and put this wherever you want, like you can everything else, like I said before, but the point of this is because I intend to create more templates to be added into Notion that I think will be useful. And because I intend to be using Notion a lot this year, like I said before, I'm going to be creating a lot of Notion templates. So I created an area over here where you would be able to collect those templates as they come out into the bookshop. And the first one that I've included into this Author Hub template that you get when you download it is called New Work in Progress. So when you click this template, it is one that I have created into a sub page. And so it's going to automatically generate an entirely new page for you so that you can start working on your new work in progress and fleshing out all of the basics that you need for it in a way that is a little bit more organized than just starting with a blank page. So this is my second favorite part of the Notion dashboard that I created. This really represents the grimoire page that I have within my own Notion hub. I laid it out in a way that if you would like, you can actually start mapping and writing out your story right here within the Notion template. So at the start, you can go ahead and put the title for your project right up top. Something that's always inspiring to me that I really love doing for my projects is creating a inspirational cover or mock cover that even if it's not exactly what the final cover will look like, it just gives off the vibe of the book and the story, and it's a nice visual inspiration piece that I like to keep alongside my work that it just helps me stay motivated. So I created a little space for that. So you can, of course, create the cover and import it here for your project. I really like using Canva to do this, and you can do it with the free version. You can use Unsplash for background photos if you want, but you can create any kind of mock-up cover and replace it here. There's also a section for you to write the inspiration for the project, whatever it is that inspired the story. If it was a prompt, if it was a scene somewhere else, if it was an idea you had, a conversation, whatever it is that helps you feel inspired or is going to keep you inspired or inspire the story, you have a space to put that here. You have a space to list the tropes and the themes that you're going to be exploring in the piece, as well as your target audience for the story, which can be really helpful for when you're thinking of marketing ideas, or if you do TikTok marketing, it can help you come up with what it is that you should be covering and marketing towards your target audience so that you can get them interested in your book. There is also a place for you to put the synopsis or your elevator pitch or the blurb for your book here too. And then there's a place for you to put any relevant resources that you need. If you write historical fiction, maybe you need research resources, maybe you need to collect the cover designer information, beta readers you want to reach out to, whatever it is you consider a resource, you can list that here, or you can completely remove this and turn it into something else. Then in the third column, we have a place where you can track the process and all the small things that it comes to when dealing with the book, and you can just make sure that you keep a running list and you stay on top of that. So you can keep track of purchasing your ISBN number, looking for beta readers, setting your publishing date, booking your editor, your cover designer, and of course you can expand this list, delete this list. I just thought it would be helpful to list the basic things that are included in the process. Then you have a section where you can lay out what your weekly and daily plan looks like when it comes to sharing the story and building hype around your book. A place to plan release date content ideas, your marketing plan ideas, as well as your newsletter plan ideas, and keep track of those things in a way that is really easy and really helpful for you. Now below that is a little bit of the fun part where you can actually start drafting your work right here within the template itself. There's a section that I tweaked a little bit where you can actually lay out your scenes, and you can look at them by chapter, you can look at them by the character or point of view that each scene is in. You can look at each scene based on the setting that it takes place in, by the status of where you are with drafting it, revising it, line editing it, proof editing it, and the status that that specific scene is in, or however it is that you wish to break it up. And so I had fun creating this one, and I think it can be really fun to use if you are someone who likes to draft scene by scene or chapter by chapter. If you're writing multiple points of view and you want to keep track of what character is in what scene and where they are, and making sure details in their appearance or the setting itself is consistent from each point of view. And so ultimately, I thought this can be really helpful for A, planning your work, and B, when it comes down to the copy editing phase and you're looking down at those smaller details and wanting to make sure they're consistent. Again, that's if you are drafting in Notion or wanting to import your work into Notion. You can use it that way also. Alongside that, I created a couple of other sub-templates where you can do quick character sketches and quick setting sketches for your project. And then of course there is a template so that you can easily duplicate and add new characters, add new settings, and keep building out your world in a way that's limitless, or as limited as Notion will allow. And then once you've done and you've created that story, or you've set up that project in your Notion template, you can go ahead, move it over to the project spaces and have a space where you're collecting those projects. Something that I really like about Notion that I think I don't see a lot of writers mention, not to say that they haven't, but is that if you go in and write a scene here, you can actually see how many words that you've added to the document itself, and it helps you keep track of that word count. So if you are drafting in Notion, you can still see how many words you've written without having to copy and paste it into another software to get the word count, which is another way you can continue to update the word count tracker up here. So that is the complete tour of the Author Hub template. I hope that I explained everything pretty clearly. I hope I didn't rush through the tour, and I hope this voiceover came out smooth enough for you to get the full sense of everything you can do with this Notion template. And I am really proud of this little template. I hope that if you're interested in it and that you download it, you do enjoy it. I hope the word count tracker works for you. I hope that you enjoy the project page that I've created within it for you to use. That is now currently available in the bookshop. All right, so that is the tour of the Author Hub Notion template. I do hope that you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun making this template. I had a lot of fun putting it together, and I really enjoyed making that special template that I've added inside, and all the ways that I plan to expand on that and create more templates and more add-on templates for this Author Hub Notion dashboard. So if you're interested in purchasing it, you can go ahead and head over to my bookshop over on my website. And if you would like $2 off, you can go ahead and sign up for the bookshop exclusive newsletter, and it will allow you to get a exclusive $2 off digital coupon that you can immediately use. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. If you have any thoughts on the Notion template, go ahead and leave them down below for me in the comments. If you use Notion as a writer, as an author, if you've thought about it, if you've had good and bad experiences with Notion, go ahead and let me know how you feel about the app down below. Let me know whether there are templates you would like to see, and at some point I will get better at ending videos, but until then, I will see you next week.